All right, so I wanted to start this as like a shooter's journal kind of thing for myself primarily. But if other people can find this, because I'm sure it'll be buried deep in the bowels of YouTube and get some purpose out of it, that's great, and I hope they do. A little bit about me. My name is Tyler Ingram. I am a medically retired law enforcement officer and firefighter in the middle of Tornado Alley here in the great United States of America. So, I was a fireman for 9 years, just shy of 9 years. I think it was like 2 months shy of 9 years. And then a cop for about 5. I medically retired. Like I said, I got injured on the job. Working in the private sector. When I retired, I stopped shooting guns. And I stopped shooting guns because I wasn't getting paid to shoot guns anymore. And ammo was really expensive after COVID. So 2025 rolled around. And I figured, man, I need to change that. I need to get back into shooting. So I started this year with 3 goals in mind. I was going to attend 12 matches of IDPA, USPSA, and Steel Challenge. Goal number 2 is I was going to be at least B class in USPSA production. And goal 3 was I was going to attain some kind of classification in IDPA. Don't really know, but I was looking for something. With a very basic set of gear, which I'll talk through some of that here in just a minute, I was able to get 24 matches in, which was double my original goal. That's great. I was able to get B class in USPSA production and carry optics, which I think my carry optics, last I looked after my last class fire, was like 73%. I'm almost A class, which is my goal for 26. And then in IDPA, I made IDPA carry optics master through the 5x5 classifier. So, all great things, all good things. I did that with a fairly basic and inexpensive level of equipment. And I know that competition shooting is starting to gain some traction again with like younger and newer gun owners. So I wanted to just kind of talk through my experience with that. Maybe give a little recommendations if you've never seen them before, those kind of things. First things first. Actually, we'll start with gear. For gear, first thing you need, if you don't have it already, because if there's one piece of equipment you're missing as a gun owner, usually it's this one. You need a mag pouch. What kind of mag pouch? Doesn't matter. I generally recommend you have 2 magazines on your belt, 2 spare magazines on your belt. Why? Well, the answer for that's pretty easy. In most USPSA or IDPA stages, regardless of your division, if you're shooting a semi-auto pistol, unless it's limited 10, don't shoot limited 10. Whatever you have in the gun, your division capacity, plus 2 spare magazines is typically more than enough, typically. So, this is a real cheap, like $20 Blackhawk outside the waistband Glock magazine carrier. I've been using it. I'll keep using it. I've been using it forever. This thing's probably 8 or 10 years old. It's great. They're cheap. They're like $20-$30. Well, they might be more now, but they were like $20 when I got them. They work really well. The other thing, and I don't have my old one here, but you can imagine this is a stand-in for it, is some kind of budget outside the waistband holster. Inside the waistband will work. Some clubs don't like you doing that if they don't know you. So, generally speaking, I recommend you start with an outside the waistband holster. This one is not a budget one. It was actually made for me by a good friend who's starting to make holsters. Once he gets his website up, that will be pimped heavily on my shit because this is good equipment. I have this, again, this is the same style of holster I had originally. This one is black with a OD green topographical pattern, and the inside of the holster is OD green. I get a Glock 17 length holster, and that is just because I shoot a Glock 17, which fits it, obviously. Then I will occasionally shoot a Ruger RXM, which it will also fit in that same style holster. So, whether you're shooting a Glock 19, Glock 17, CZ, Springfield, don't shoot a SIG. But whatever, like, acceptable centerfire 9mm, 40, 45 handgun you're shooting, you're going to be fine. Find a decent quality outside the waistband Kydex. Please get Kydex style holster for it. It's not going to steer you wrong. And whether you're shooting IDPA or USPSA, you can run that. You know, outside the waistband holster and double mag pouch. And for IDPA production, or for IDPA stock service pistol, enhanced service pistol, carry optics, backup gun, or USPSA production, carry optics, limited optics. It does not matter. That's going to work for your first couple matches. That gear set with a good quality belt, like not one you're going to buy at Walmart, like a good quality gun belt. I recommend the Wilderness Gear Frequent Flyer Easy Fit models are my preferred ones for like everyday gun belt. It's going to work fine for IDPA with a like open like fishing shirt is what I used to start, was a short sleeve fishing shirt. I just left it unbuttoned because the gun has to be concealed most of the time. For USPSA, I use a fairly budget-friendly setup as well. I'll show you guys that. So this belt is Midway USA. It's their like competitor's belt, I think is what they call it. It's like $25-$30. This one is about a year old. It's held up fairly well. It's starting to show some signs of wear. So in 2026, the belt might be replaced. But for starting, I really do think it's a good like all-around starter belt for the price you pay for it. Like I said, this one's held up great. For magazine pouches, again, these are STAC Kiwis or Kiwis or however you say them. I had these floating around in a gear drawer, so that's what I used. I don't have like the fancy Ghosts or whatever. I don't know. To me, the gear is less important. So this is what I had. This is what I'm going to run. Now for 2026, these might get changed out. And the only reason these might get changed out is as I get further into the sports and I'm starting to look at switching guns, doing things like that, I want a universal magazine carrier. So inevitably what I'll have is a QLS system on like a Boss hanger, and then I can hot swap holsters, and then my magazine carriers can carry whatever magazines I'm shooting. So that's that. I also have a dump pouch on here. This is an STAC, I think it's a mini Skittles, if I remember right, dump pouch for doing all of my dump pouch stuff, which is like holding bottles of water or a roll of pasters, a paster gun, staple gun, work gloves, what have you. It works. It's fine. I either don't use it or I use the shit out of it. Those are the only two ways. I don't ever use it just a little bit. So I find during the hotter months, typically what I'll do is like the little squishable water bottles. I'll take one of those and stick it in here. So as I'm going to help paste the stage, working the tablet, doing whatever, I've got a bottle of water on me I can kind of drink from. And then I will have a larger, either 1 liter, 1.5 liter water bottle with my backpack that I take from bay to bay to bay with me. That has my ammo, extra magazines, toolkit, like little optics, screwdrivers, and whatever else in it. So I do use it, but I use it usually during the warmer months. This is my current holster, and it is a match, well, not twin really, but it was supposed to be a set with my IDPA holster. So USPSA IDPA here. Again, green on black, black on green. Inside is green, inside is black. It's all real cool, right? Oh no, the inside of this one's green. Huh. Well, I never noticed that. Look at that. Learn something new every day. So, this is riding on a Blade Tech lock mount with a Blade Tech drop and offset for their like 3-hole holsters that are all up here at the top. I don't like how much inboard cant this puts on the muzzle of my gun. So that's going to get changed out this year. I just don't know to what. But that is my USPSA belt. Oh, and handy dandy magnet, because sometimes it is helpful. I don't use it all the time, but I do use it sometimes. So another thing that you'll see fairly frequently is guys will run a holster that looks like this. This is a bicycle clamp style holster, and the theory is that when the holster is latched shut, the gun is very tough to get out, right? So let's see. This holster probably is not properly adjusted at all. It's close enough. So when the bicycle lock is clammed shut, this gun's really hard to get out. So you can bump it, jostle it, do whatever. The gun's not going to come out. But when I open this latch up and I flip it down, the gun is very easy to come out. So before the stage, I can load and make ready, flip my clamp down, open up the holster, load my gun, do whatever, stick it back in the holster, and then when I get my magic bully box that beeps, I can reach in, skin the gun with minimal effort, draw it, shoot, do my thing. I think this holster didn't get a fair shake. This holster was made for me by the same guy that made the other two. And I don't think I gave it a fair shake earlier in 2025 because the hanger system that I used only used these 3 holes. And it caused the gun to tilt inward like that, kind of towards my thigh at the muzzle end. And that kind of made my draw feel weird. I didn't like it. So what I'm going to do is once I get a revised hanger, Boss or something similar that'll fit on tech mount, I'm gonna give this one another shot and really try and see if I like it. Because like I said, so far I haven't, but I don't think that's the fault of the holster. I think that's the fault of the hanger. So in 2026, Carry Optics for USPSA, you'll probably see me shooting a rig setup that looks something like that. So, worth trying. And then, lastly, I do want to talk about guns. For 2025, I started out the year in production for USPSA, shooting a bone stock, and I do mean bone stock, Glock 17. And that was this gun. So the only thing I have since changed on it is the shoe of the trigger, which is the actual trigger like you touch. And that has been swapped out for an Overwatch Precision trigger shoe. That's a flat face. And that's just so it matches my other gun, because that gun it's harder to change on. So I started out with this gun with a stock trigger shoe in it, all stock parts, and Ameriglo bolt sights. Got B class. Very quickly into the year, I got a Ruger RXM and I started playing with it. And I wanted to get into Carry Optics. I got a brand new RXM. I figured, hey, you know what? Let's shoot this thing. Let's see how well it does. And really, it has been a fairly good gun. Not a big fan of the Glock 19 size grip. The full size grips though, these 17 size grips, I really like it. So you can see like this is a 17 round Magpul mag, fits in there perfect. It is like the perfect grip. I like it. I really do. It's the perfect size for my hands. I get a good purchase with strong and weak hand on it. I really do like it. The only thing I don't like about the Ruger RXMs, they chew through fucking strikers. Bad. This gun has probably somewhere between 2,000 and 3,000 rounds on it. This is its third striker. I do dry fire with this gun a lot, to be fair. However, all of that dry fire is with either dummies or snap caps that provide some kind of cushion on the striker from hitting the breech face. So, I don't know. I'm happy about the gun overall. Ruger has sent me 2 replacement strikers now. They've told me if I break another one, they're going to have me send the gun in to make sure that the striker channel is milled to spec and there's not a material flaw somewhere in the slide. So if it is, it is. But like I said, for right now, fairly happy with it for as inexpensive as it is. There goes that. Once I started shooting carry optics, I went ahead and used the same Glock 17 frame, but got this, which is a police department trade-in Gen 5 Glock 17 slide that has been milled by Wager Machine for an RMR pattern. Dropped a Holosun 507 comp on it, and I've actually really been digging this gun almost more than the RXM for most of my stuff. I have been shooting this the last couple months at matches over the RXM, mostly just to see how well I like the 507 comp versus the Gideon Omega that I've got on my RXM. Now I will tell you, because I'm new to big window dots, between these two, get the 507 comp, hands down. However, if you're on a budget, the Gideon Omega has been pretty good. I wish it got like 2 clicks brighter. Not a huge deal all the time. Where I live, even in the dead middle of summer, you're usually like, it's still bright enough I can see the dot. It's just not quite as bright as I would want it to be. The other thing with this that I've found about the Gideon Omega is that I don't like green dots, which this one is a green dot. So at some point this year, if I have some money kicking around, this will get replaced with a red reticle dot at some point, maybe. I don't know. It might be a Gideon Omega. It might be something else. Since the Ruger RXM is more of a budget gun, it's probably going to end up being my test bed gun for if I see something, a budget optic, a budget trigger, a budget whatever, that I think looks really interesting and shows some promise. It's probably going on this gun. Just because why not? I got this gun for nothing. So why not? The one optic I have been looking at is Fusion Firearms just released a new line of red dots. One of them is called the BAW, or Big Ass Window, and it is a 507 comp sized dot made in China. Surprise, surprise. Maybe even by Holosun, but it's got a 5 MOA dot in it instead of the multi-reticle system. And I think 5 or 6 MOA is really a good dot size to go with. So for under $200 for a brand new optic, I'm kind of leaning towards it, if I'm being honest. But yeah, so these will be my 2 carry optics guns for the year, shooting USPSA or maybe IDPA every once in a while. The other guns that I will shoot is going to be my Glock 17 Gen 5 slide on the Glock 17 frame with a cheap magwell. Or I also have this beauty, which is a Lone Wolf Timberwolf frame with a Brownells Glock 19 slide. So I get a full Glock 17 size grip. It's basically a Gen 3 Glock 45-ish gun. This was a spare parts gun for me, to be honest. And either this or the 17 with a magwell is what I will shoot IDPA enhanced service pistol in. And I get a lot of people that I talk to about shooting IDPA who ask me, Tyler, why in the world would you want to shoot enhanced service pistol over stock service pistol? Because stock service pistol gets 15 rounds in the magazine, enhanced service pistol gets 10. And the answer for that is really easy for me. And that answer is because I find that with the way most of the IDPA stages I have encountered are set up, because I play it as a game. That's what it is. Whether we like it or not, it's a game. If I am trying to look at the stage and see, man, it'd be way better if instead of running out of bullets at the third position, I could reload without a retention somewhere like after finishing position 2 instead of halfway through shooting position 3. So what I will do is, if I have an array of 3 and a second array of 3, when I get up to the line and I load my gun and I load it to 10+1, which is division capacity, I'll go 4-4-3 instead of 2-2-2. Cool. The gun's empty. Reload the gun, move, like drop the empty mag, put in a new magazine, and move. And the stages tend to flow a little bit better for me. So, for me, that's just something I encounter here locally. That may change depending on where you're at. I suspect it does, but that's me right now. Like I said, I've yet to shoot this Franken gun really at all because I just don't have much need for it. It's got a cheap set of Ameriglow range fiber optic sights on it. I do like this frame. Now, I will say, if you've got an old Gen 3 gun or Gen 4 gun and you want like a Glock 19, Glock 23, and you want that full-size grip for it, get the Lone Wolf Timberwolf. It's been pretty good to me because I was shooting it with that RXM for a couple months till the full-size RXM frame came out. So, yeah, that's the guns, the gear, the equipment for 2025 shooting season going into the 2026 shooting season. And hopefully you guys are able to find a little bit of use in that. So remember, it's not about the gear, it's about the shooter. In order to get good, you have to go practice, you have to go learn. So go shoot, be cool.